Good morning. Welcome to the morning news on AUT. Today is 17th February, Tuesday, 2026. I am Samira Franklin. Coming up with the headlines. Victory in 2028 will not be gifted to us. We must earn it with humility and purpose, Baumia urges. Ayawaso East by-elections. Democracy have praised High Court to prevent EC from accepting Baba Jamal candidacy. Eastern Region, 34-year-old woman found dead in boyfriend's room at Somalia. If MPP is water, I will never drink water, Kennedy Ajapon said. News in details. Former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has reminded his fellow members of the MPP of the task ahead of the party and the need for all members of the party to put in effort to achieve the goal of winning the 2028 elections. Speaking at the MPP's National Thanksgiving service in Accra on Sunday, following the party's successful presidential primaries, which he won, Dr. Bawumia reminded members of the party that winning the 2028 election will not be achieved on a silver platter, but by dint of hard work and other important factors he listed. The road ahead will demand discipline, sacrifice, and hard work, Dr. Bawumia told members of the party gathered, which included some of the aspirants who contested the elections with him. Victory in 2028 will not be gifted to us. It must be earned constituency by constituency, household by household, with humility and purpose, he added. The newly elected leader of the MPP continued that the party will be getting to work quickly. He recognized the party's policy structures and market its alternative policy proposals to the nation. While at that, the reorganizing of our party structures will continue to end to give us the stronger and well-motivated machinery required for the election 2028, he added. Dr. Bawumia's addresses was largely themed on party unity and urged members of the party to put behind personal grudges, internal suspicions, and factional lines. Let us rebuild trust among ourselves. Let us return to the values that build this party: service, competency, respect for institutions, and belief in the Ghanaian people. This is the beginning of our journey to win back the trust and love of the Ghanaian people. Democracy Hub has filed a suit asking the High Court to order the Electoral Commission to decline the nomination filed by the candidate of the National Democratic Congress, Baba Jamal, in respect of the Ayawaso East by-election slated for March 3rd. They cited the reported widespread incidents of vote buying during the February 7th primary, which the leadership of the NDC acknowledged, yet cleared Baba Jamal to contest the elections as their candidate. This is contained in the suit dated February 16th and cited by News 3. The suit has the National Democratic Congress as first defendant, the Electoral Commission as third defendant, and the Attorney General as the third defendant. An order of the interlocutory injunction restraining the second defendant from accepting the nomination of the said candidate or permitting the said candidate to contest the by-election pending the final dissemination of this action, Democracy Hub demanded. The further sought an order of perpetual injunction restraining the second defendant from recognizing or dealing with the said candidate as the dual elected parliamentary candidate on the first defendant for Ayawaso East, and ordered that any step taken pursuant to the impeached primary, including the submission and/or acceptance of nomination forms, is null and void. An order directing the second defendant to ensure that any primary conducted under its supervision compliance with the constitutional requirements of democratic participation, they added. The Ministry of Education has directed the GES to fast-track investigations into the recent attack on teachers at West African Secondary School, aimed raising concerns over the safety of educators across the country. The ministry says it expects the investigations to be concluded promptly to ensure that those responsible are brought to justice and to restore calm on campus. The latest incident, which occurred on February 13, 2026, reportedly involved a student who alleged mobilized a group of thugs to storm the school and assault teachers. The attack has sparked widespread outrage among Ghanaians and education stakeholders, many of whom are demanding swift arrest and prosecutions. The development follows a similar incident last year in Kade, where students assaulted a teacher for alleged preventing them from cheating during WASSCE examination. After the public outcry, the students involved were arrested, prosecuted, and fined. Meanwhile, the Vice President of Pritaj Adokwe Awuli has criticized what he describes as delays in police actions in the WASSCE case. What we are even hearing now on this very one, even when newsmen followed up to the police station, we have not heard anything, Awuli said. The teachers were taken to the hospital, but we have not heard of any arrest. In the last incident that happened at Kade, when the president spoke, the following day we heard that they had been arrested. Describing the perpetrators as hooligans, Awuli added, "You invade a school and attack teachers with clubs. No, they should have been arrested by now." Meanwhile, Press Secretary of the Minister of Education, Hasmin Mohammed, confirmed the GES has begun investigations into the incidents and assured the public that precipitators would face injustice once identified. In press where all these issues have been happened, both the PTA and the school have been engaging themselves to address it. Mohammed said, the Ghana Education Service, with the support of the ministry, is working to facilitate investigations into the matter. He added, the Ghana Education Service is not on it, and when the investigations identify the real culprits, they will be dealt with. In response to the growing trend of assault on teachers, Pritaj is proposing the establishment of a special fund or allowance to support educators who suffered attacks in the line of duty. We are proposing that a fund or an allowance could be set up, Awuli said. We now see the work of the teacher being endangered, so measures must be put in place. The Minority of Education says it is open to considering the proposal as the part of the broader measures to protect teachers and restore discipline in schools. The government may consider the proposal, and going forward, we will be engaging the teachers on that, Mohammed stated. Education stakeholders say the outcome of the investigations will be closely watched as authorities work to curb what many describe as a troubling rise in violence within Ghana schools. Residents of Somalia were left shocked after a 34-year-old woman was discovered dead inside her boyfriend's rented room. prompting an ongoing police investigation to determine the circumstances surrounding her death. The incidents reportedly came to light after neighbors noticed unusual silence coming from the room where the couple resided. Concerned about the situation, they alerted authorities, who arrived at the scene and found the woman lying lifeless. Emergency responders confirmed her death upon arrival. The boyfriend, who was present at the location, was taken into police custody for questioning. Investigators are working to establish the sequence of events leading up to the tragic incident, including whether any foul play may have been involved. Authorities emphasize that the matter is under thorough examination and that conclusions will only be drawn after formal forensic and autopsy reports are completed. Eyewitnesses described the couple as relatively private, ordinary residents who kept to themselves, making the sudden death all the more alarming for the local community. Neighbors and community members have expressed shock and grief, calling for a careful investigation to ensure justice. The police have not been publicly disclosed the cause of death pending autopsy and forensic analysis. Investigators are gathering witnesses' statements, examining evidence from the scene, and assessing any factors that could indicate whether the death was accidental, natural, self-inflicted, or the result of criminal activities. Legal experts note that cases involving sudden death in private residences require meticulous collection of evidence, including toxicology results, examination of physical injuries, and interviews with anyone in proximity at the time of the incident. The timeline of events is expected to play a critical role in determining the cause and responsibility, if any, for the woman's death. Family members of the deceased are reported to the morning awaiting official updates from the authorities. Community leaders have urged residents to remain vigilant and cooperate with law enforcement, emphasizing the importance of reporting unusual activity to prevent further tragedies. Incidents like this underscore the importance of professional and evidence-based police investigations to provide clarity and injustice for grieving families. The Ghana Police Service has reassured the public that the investigation is being conducted with the utmost diligence and that all necessary steps will be taken to determine the truth. As the inquiry continues, Somalia residents and the broader public await updates from forensic findings and police statements. The case serves a solemn reminder for the essential role of law enforcement and forensic producers in addressing unexplained death and ensuring accountability. President John Mahama has officially commissioned the new Chancery building for Ghana's embassy in Addis Ababa, bringing to completion a project first initiated in 2016. The ceremony drew high-level attendance, including Ethiopia's Foreign Minister Dr. Gideon Timotheus, Ghana's Foreign Minister Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, members of the diplomatic corps, and representatives of the Ghanaian community in Ethiopia.
This will serve as our mission to Ethiopia and also our permanent mission to the African Union. Everybody knows what the historic relations have been between Ghana and Ethiopia as founding members of the then Organization of African Unity, which later became the African Union. And so As one of our prominent diplomatic posts, it is only fitting that we have a chancery that reflects the importance of the relations between Ghana and Ethiopia. And so I'm happy that we have completed this and we can have a decent place to be able to do business both at the AU and in our relations with Ethiopia. This will serve as our mission to Ethiopia and also our permanent mission to the African Union. Everybody knows what the history.
The minority has alleged a grand government scheme aimed at diverting public attention and debate from the boiling cocoa price cut issue. The role follows the announcement of a reduction of more than 1,000 in the price of a bag of cocoa, a decision attributed to the decline in the international market prices. The role follows the announcement of reduction more than the 1,000 in the price of a bag of cocoa. Addressing the TechCon leaders in Parliament, the minority leader alleged that the government, under mounting pressure, is making desperate attempt to shift the minority focus away from the issue.
Afei from nowhere, Monsieur, world market price BB, and you know, all be lie. And you know, what so? For the first time in the history of Ghana, cocoa equafo, omo price per bag, yateso. Ebin see that. It has never happened. Even during Gold Coast, when the colonial masters attempted to do politics with cocoa, if you recall the history of NLM, Asante Hine Chame Bafo Osayako, to go and read. He took the matter up with cocoa farmers because he himself was a cocoa farmer and fought the colonial government. That yenti asesa modi e cocoa e England. Namu wia nketenketi na mbetua. Even then, our colonial masters respected the cocoa farmers. Then today, our friends have money to buy presidential jets, but you can't find money to pay cocoa farmers. When Ghana had this economic crisis after the COVID, and by the way, everybody knows that COVID was a shakeup where over a year there was no activity. In such difficult circumstances, Akufo-Addo and his government managed to pay every public sector worker. Not a single month. And the police ni bi ni pay amba, soldier ni bi ni pay amba, teacher ni bi ni pay amba, nurse ni bi. Wa hwe omo ye aban adwuma nyina. Papa we and then aban make sure say busumi bia etioka. And ahunche buy and say, oh, obi akoto investment, aban investment, or say mato bond. Ebi anipano or the 10,000 and or the koto bond.
Honorable Kennedy Ajapong, confidant who also doubles as a financier of the New Patriotic Party, has stated that if the MPP is water, he will never drink it. Judge Otibonsu made a statement after disclosing that plans are far advanced for Honorable Kennedy Ajapong to form his own political party following his failure to secure the MPP flag bearership nod. According to Judge Intibonsu, a movement that the base has been formed to rally support behind the loudmouth politician to become a better version of himself. Judge has noted that before 2028, the movement would be transitioned into a political party where Kennedy Ajapong would be the leader and gradually they would capture power. Despite being a big wing of the MPP, Judge Ontibonsu revealed that he has left the party, stating that if the party were water, he wouldn't have drunk it. Honorable Kennedy Ajapong's confidant, who also doubles as a financier of the New Patriotic Party, has stated that if the MPP is water, he would never drink it. Judge Otibonsu made the statement after disclosing that plans are far advanced for Honorable Kennedy Ejapon to form his own political party following his failure to secure the MPP flag bearership nod. According to Judge Otibonsu, the movement debt, the base has been formed to rally support behind the loudmouth politician to become a better version of himself. Judge has noted that before 2028, the movement would be transitioned into a political party where Kennedy Ajapan will be the leader and gradually they would capture power. Here comes the end of the morning news on AUTV. Before that, headline recaps. Victory in 2028 will not be gifted to us. We must earn it with humility and purpose. Baumia urges. Ayawaso East by-election. Democracy Hubs praise High Court to prevent EC from accepting Baba Jamal's candidacy. Eastern Region, 34-year-old woman found dead in a boyfriend's room at Somalia. If MPP is water, I will never drink water. Kennedy Ejapon confident. Up next, sports segments. Good morning. My name is Samira Franklin.